Hey guys, and welcome to Meanspiration. I am your host, Annie Lederman, your leader, the queen of receiving unsolicited pictures of your peen. We're going to have Esther Pavitsky on. You may know her as Little Esther. I know her as Getting a Little Bit Bigger Esther. And we are going to talk about our life, make fun of each other, and talk about Christmas. Philly Pretzels, what's up? 215 for life. My little boy, she saw how pretty I was, and then she had to start doing her hair. She looked like shit. She didn't care at all.
Are you recording?
I'm recording. I think I'm. Wait, let me make sure I'm recording. Oh my god, I would fucking.
I see that it is recording.
Okay, I mean, it's been. I just sound like that Bare Naked Lady song. Every time you say it's been. Such a minute. Okay.
So lame.
It's just been all of the. Well, my friend was in a Mitsubishi. I can't say the word. Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi. It's not that hard.
It was hard, and you slurred. Say it again. Say it again.
Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi. It's so hard to say, but my friend Brian Baldinger. Oh, you know Brian.
Yeah.
Ew! Don't show us your ankle hair.
There was ankle hair.
Of course there was. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
It was actually probably knee hair that had grown all the way down to your ankle.
Yesterday, Dave told me that my boobs were warm, and I'm like, it's the hair that keeps them warm.
I know. Oh my god. I haven't shaved in a while or plucked. No, but Brian Baldinger was in a commercial, a Mitsubishi commercial.
Like recently, or like as a child?
Oh, he was in it like in his 20s, and it was like the most popular commercial you've ever I'll show it to you after this, and you'll go, oh my god, I remember that commercial. It was like people partying like raver style in a car, and they were singing like it's been and they literally turned to him. He's in the passenger seat, and he's like, it's been 3, and they like focus in on him. I went to his wedding. Everyone made fun. I mean, it's like the funniest thing in the entire world. Anyway, I'm not bragging. The people invite me to their weddings. You like when I leave you in the waiting room? I like to leave you for an extra 10 seconds to let you see.
Yeah. What's up with that? I'm always waiting.
I'm the boss and you will wait.
Look, I give up. You know what? You have the power. Take it.
No, it's so gross. Nobody wants the power.
My trick worked.
Born with it. No, see, I was already taking it. So I have, just for the listeners at home or viewers, I was pretty much tarred and feathered for my sound last time. I was taken out and I was shot like a sick dog. They were so mad at my sound, and then they were also complaining about how it looked. And here's the thing, there's a difference between like comments being annoying and people giving you constructive criticism, but these are like, it's like a meshing of both things, where it's like hard for me to explain to them that I don't have a studio. I don't know, it's COVID. I don't have a studio. So I'm doing the best I can. I have a new microphone. Hopefully it sounds better, but I know it's annoying when it sounds bad and it looks bad. But I'm like, it doesn't look bad, by the way. Todd made my studio look so good. This is because the sound is better over here.
I like that it's Christmas time and
Christmas time.
Yeah.
That I'm doing.
So
is that what you're gonna say?
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
Wow. We have no chemistry today. I just closed the computer.
It's Zoom.
Friends anymore.
I at any minute I'm ready for you to just do that, and I know it'll hurt, but I'll just take it.
I've closed the computer on you. I've closed the computer on my entire Patreon before. I mean, I close computers. Do you remember when I did that girl show too with you, and I was like, I'm done. Close the computer.
No.
Yeah. We did that, girls, and I was like mad about something, and I just closed the computer.
Closing the computer is super dramatic, and it sends it's the new hang up, because you can't slam a phone down anymore because nobody has phones. So
but I did, and we will get into that. Oh, but you can slam a phone. Is my phone in here to show you? No, I can't show you because it's actually horrific.
I want to see it. Can you tell everyone what happened? Because this is a crazy thing.
Of course. Well, it happened on, another criticism. I'm going to start hitting up the criticisms on this podcast and letting people know how I feel about their criticisms.
Oh, no.
No, because one of them is, and then I can't wait till this podcast is big enough where I don't even fucking notice you motherfuckers. Just kidding. I care. Please keep commenting. But the thing that people were saying is that I was looking at my phone while I was on the Zoom with Josh Wolf. It's like, dum-dums, you're sending me questions. As they're coming in, I'm collecting the questions for the fucking podcast. I wasn't like, anyway, tell me about your day. I was literally, it was like them writing me. I'm like, it was.
Let's forget the haters. The haters are less than 1%. I'm here. I'm a lover. Look, you know what? Can I say something?
Is it that you've been wearing the same shirt for 7 days?
Annie, it's crazy times right now in LA and everywhere. We had the most fun summer of our lives. COVID was dying down.
It wasn't my most fun summer. I've had way more fun summers without you, but it was good.
Now there's a crazy surge. We're back to Zoom. We're not even hanging out in person except for outdoors with masks occasionally.
And Zoom sucks.
But like, how are you? It's weird. Like, when is this over? Like, are we okay?
It does feel like it's going to be over soon, but maybe I'm completely making that up.
It does, but also like I just feel like I didn't really appreciate the good times we had when we were so loosey-goosey fun. There was no surge. COVID was a little easier, and now it's like scary, and I don't know how to cope.
We should have had, is this a cry for help? This is getting boring. Is this your podcast? I'm so confused. What podcast are we on? No, but I know what you're saying. But I just think of like with us particularly, like we should, I can't believe we didn't just record a million podcasts of us in the same room.
That was stupid.
But they were great. They were great. And now when you see these, go back. If you guys haven't seen those old podcasts, go back, enjoy, revisit. Enjoy the Esther and Manny. What's our like couple name? Molested Kravitsky.
Anster?
Anster.
Esty?
Esty's the name of the woman that books the Comedy Cellar, so no.
Any?
Anything else for our
Esterman?
name? Esterman.
I don't think it's going to be something where we combine our names. I think it has to be something more just like the best buds.
Yeah, my best friend and
the girl buds. No?
Boy girls? Oh, wait, we can't say that. Canceled already. Wait, no, but my best friend in high school, who I've decided to forgive.
For what?
Too dark to even get into. It was rough. But okay. She's a kid. Lied to the cops about me. But we called our names our name was Chot because her dad's name was Charles and my name's was Scott. So we're Chot. What's your dad's name again? Morris and Scott. Soros.
Mott. But why would you do your dad's names? That's like creepy.
Is it? We both talk to our dads more than anyone in the world. Is it creepy? Every day. I'm on a real mommy kick right now.
Yeah, what's going on? Why?
Mommy. Bonnie McFarlane, I talk to her all the time and she has a 13-year-old girl, so I kind of like see my mom's side better now.
Tell me more.
I just see how it's like just Bonnie is like this woman that just wants to like have her kid have a great time and your kids just start to like hate you and think you suck. And it's hard to not get your ego involved. And they're very like funny, close family, but it's, it's hard to, I could just see where my mom was trying to please me and make me happy.
I don't have that issue.
This is Esther as a kid.
Locked behind a gate, begging to get out.
It's so funny if they locked you behind a gate when you were like 13 and you just didn't realize you could get out. Oh my God. So what should we talk about? The phone?
I want to hear about the phone. I want to hear about the day at the doctor. Let's talk about the phone. Because look, if people watched last week's Meanspiration, for me, you've become like a sitcom character that I love, but I just get a real kick out of seeing bad things happen to you. Like, it's like you are my George Costanza, you are my Jerry Seinfeld. Like, I just kind of want to see you not get your way.
You want to see me eat eclairs out of the trash can?
Please
let's just say that this past few months has just been I mean, it's so many good things. So many good things have happened too. Like I got Randy. He's so cute.
I
I'm very
know.
happy and taken care of in my friendships.
And I am going to steal Randy at some point. There'll be a court order. We'll
Are you
figure it
waiting for his
out.
hair to grow back?
No, I want him now. I want him now. I want him in my mouth. So last week's episode, I had the delight of getting to watch you open up your new iPhone that you were so excited about.
And I was so excited. And that's where I think the lesson is like, don't be such a loser where you think like an iPhone is going to change. I literally looked at this iPhone like it was going to change everything. I was like, I may have a stomach ulcer. I'm shitting blood. I can't eat anything. I vomit all day. And my dog's hair is falling out of his face. And I have construction banging. But I was like, but this new phone is going to make everything different. I'm going to start vlogging. It's just like, I saw the vlog at the end of the tunnel.
And what happened?
And if you guys could get through the sound last week, which if you couldn't, you're not a true fan. No, I understand it was tinny. But did the best I could. I waited for the box. I tracked it. I couldn't believe it was getting here as soon as it was getting. I was like, oh my God, it's going to be here in 2 days. So then for 48 hours, I was like, oh my God, my phone. Where is it? So then I'm recording my podcast with Josh Wolf. Todd comes in, he goes, oh, your phone's here. And I get the alert. I'm like, oh my God. And he brings it to me and he's like, looks confused. And it's like, it weighs an ounce. It weighs one. It was the lightest thing in the world, light as a feather. And boy, was I stiff as a board. I pick it up and I look at it. I'm like, is this a joke? So I'm boring. She's heard the story 17 times. I undo it thinking like, maybe you go in and you get the phone from the store. And it was just a missing phone. It was like, congrats on your new phone. Do you want to set it up? I'm like, set what up? So then,
so the phone was stolen.
The phone was stolen. And once I saw it in the light the next day, you could see that someone had like just very carefully peeled the tape off, gotten the phone out, and then just taped it back. And you couldn't tell until you like saw it was like a little torn on the box. And so it's the eve of Thanksgiving. So all of the stores are closed. AT&T is closed. FedEx is closed. There's no one to call and like do anything to. So I'm freaking out. Todd is calming me down. I'm like, okay, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I wake up in the morning, which I have been until recently. I've made some life changes, which I'll tell everyone about. But I was waking up just filled with dread, anger, the pounding of the hammering, everything just like so made me so angry. So I woke up just so pissed about this phone. I was just like spinning about it. I was like, oh my God, this fucking phone. So I FaceTimed my friend Jamie, who's a psychiatric nurse. She's used to dealing with crazy people. And what I love about Jamie is that she just tells you like the truth. Like she'll just go, these are the things that you might need to do. But when I'm in a spin, it's like the last thing I want someone to tell me another thing I have to do. So she's like, oh, you have to go to the police station. This is Thanksgiving Day. You have to go to the police station during the COVID outbreak, during Thanksgiving, to go report your phone stolen. And I'm like, I didn't steal it though. Why do I have to like, I just like went into this like.
You think that the robber reports?
No, I know, but you know what I mean? It seems like they should have to do it. It's like, that's your fault. Like the FedEx drivers was like, why don't you go tell them, bitch? Like, how does a FedEx driver? And then I'm like, who the fuck hands an empty box? Like they know, and it had to have been the FedEx driver that stole it anyway, but I was just like, and I'm not saying this is okay. I deal with my rage. I've like dealt with it since I was a kid. I really work on my anger. I lost it. And I was on the phone with my friend. I was just like, I don't want to, it's too much. I'm dealing with too much. And I just threw my phone, my working phone, the only phone I owned at the time. I threw it and it didn't break. And then I was like, it's gotta break. And I threw it again. And then it smashed in a way I've only seen. My ex-boyfriend was a rollerblader and he would keep in his back pocket. And sometimes his phone would come back like, there's like a curve in it. Like it shattered with it's like popping out of it's like muffin topping out of its case. It's like popping out a little. And I'm like, oh fuck, because I just did not think this through. It has all of my stuff was on it. And I'm like, now.
Well, you told me, you're like, I called you, you're like, I shattered my phone. And I was like, okay. I was like, you're like, I smashed my phone. I'm like, so what about your like, where's your contacts, your videos? You're like, they're all gone. I had no idea who you were when you called.
I left your name. I didn't put your name in for days. It was so fun. That felt good. It was just your area code. I was like, oh, I think I know who this is. No, I had no clue, but it was very freeing for the first week. I was like, this is kind of nice. So then I went to the store and I was like, and then I had to like have my Thanksgiving, and the next day, like I didn't know if I was getting my phone. People on my Patreon were like, they're gonna charge you. You're gonna have to like, and then like people were looking up on the internet and sending me like the worst news ever. Which thank you guys for looking out for me, but if it's bad news, let's keep it to ourselves. So
Send
I'm
it
just
to
like,
me.
I can't, when I listen, and I'm working on this because I know that I am responsible for my own triggers. It is no one else triggers. It's no one else's responsibility to act a certain way around me, but I am working on saying when I'm like, I Hulk, I Karen. Like, by the way, every time I'm wearing my Karen shirt, I have a Karen shirt that I've worn on this podcast before, I think you've seen. I full blown Karen. I scream in a store, I cry. It's become a curse. But I'm working on it. It's not okay to like unleash in front of like it. I don't need to drag people into my stuff. So I'm working on it. I quit smoking weed, which I realize it does make me psychotic. I know that people that true insanities have been listening to this podcast for a long time. They've seen me start and quit smoking weed so many times, and every time I quit, it's for the same reason. But I feel so much better, and like I think that was just like adding to a lot of my stress. And I've just been meditating. I've been working with my shami. I've been journaling, doing all the good stuff, everything I can. I'm going to make a separate video on my depression, on how to get out of my depression. But anyway, so I'm convinced it's not going to work out. I'm like, there's no way it's going to work out. I'm just having a pessimistic, shitty view in the world, which is disgusting and something I have to manage. But I go into the AT&T store when I finally can, and the lady's so nice. They find a phone in the store for me. They sit and report it. It takes like 4 hours. And I was supposed to get, like, the phone was supposed to give me a $700 rebate, but of course I smashed it. And then like Todd had an extra old phone, and then they did this thing with my plan. I ended up saving all this money anyway. So it didn't,
Whoa.
like, everything worked out perfectly. And I always have to remember that there's always a way. So then the only obstacle I was left with was that all my fucking contacts were gone. So I was like, I don't have any contacts, but it was a little bit freeing. There's certain people that I never want to talk to again. And so my policy is people text me and I wait. If they don't give me any inkling of who they are, I don't respond. And then if they throw a follow-up and it seems like something that I would want or something interesting, then I go, hey, I smashed my phone. I have no contacts. I have no clue who this is. And like, I thought Louis was texting me, and it ended up being someone else that was the opposite of Louis, but but it was, you know, like, so there's stuff like that. But then I realized the things that I was really upset about, and I started spinning over them and really kind of suffering over them. And I was like, this is my punishment, that now I don't have these pictures of like these videos of my nephews from last Christmas that I was supposed to edit, and it's taken me a year. I still haven't edited them. But I thought that would be a good present for my family, to give everyone these edited videos for this Christmas, because we can't be together. And I was like, those are gone. And then I had these messages. I know this sounds so stupid, but Joe Rogan and Louis C.K. had both sent me messages about like the most beautiful things anyone could say to me, like two of my favorite powerful men telling me like that I'm good and one of the greats and all this stuff. And it was just so, I was like, fuck, I like to read those in the morning. I know that's like sad to wake up and need like men's approval, but I love my dad. That's how it is. And so I was like sad I lost those and everything. And then last night I was like, you know what? I started doing this thing with my shaman, this like 22-day thing. And
What?
it's like a 22-day manifestation thing that he does. And he uses tarot cards. He draws and paints all the tarot cards. And he uses, like, he doesn't do them to like show your fortune or anything, but he uses them like as the symbolism. So the first day is the Fool card, and it's all about being open and innocent and just like trusting. So I just like lived that day like that. And I just was playing on my iPad, and I found out that I have another iCloud account that I didn't realize, and it had all my stuff on it. I got every single thing back, and I'm just so lucky. And it's like, I guess you can smash your phone, you don't get any consequences.
That is not the lesson.
Airplane, I get like upgraded to first class somehow. I'm so lucky.
Wow.
But all your like, it's the way you look at life. You know, it's the way you, if I had spent another day feeling shitty, I wouldn't have even like looked into that stuff. Now, Esther, we need you to talk to. I'm sorry I talked so much.
No, I'm listening. I like it. I don't think that there are no consequences for smashing your phone. I think that I think that I'm glad to hear that, you don't want to do that anymore. Because it's true. It's like when you act like that, you only punish yourself, but I'm glad you got out of it this time and you were able to like have it.
If you punish other people too.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. Um, I, yeah, I think that it's really funny that everything happened. And I would love to hear you talk about the day at the doctor.
I mean, I love that thank God, because I have to start finding it funny again. I have to remember that everything bad is funny. We're comedians. It's like we're not
That's
supposed
like
to
what
laugh.
makes me laugh. That's what sitcoms are, is you watch people you love have bad things happen to them.
It's like endless and it's fine. And it's like, fine, who cares? Like, you told me to watch a dog training thing on Masterclass.
Oh yeah, we both bought Masterclass this year.
I've watched 2 Masterclasses, which is kind of good. How
Which
many?
ones? I watched like the Spanx founder, Sarah Blakely. I watched all of hers, but it was really short but it was good. And then I watched, I think that might be the only one I stuck with.
I've just watched the David Lynch one and that one. The David Lynch one made me start smoking cigarettes again for a little bit.
Why?
Because he was like, I like to go outside and I write and I drink wine and I smoke cigarettes. And that's when all my ideas come. And then I was like, ooh, cigarettes.
I hate when successful people romanticize bad things, and that makes you think, oh, if I do that, if I just eat a cheeseburger like Seth Rogen, I'll be a movie star. No.
Is that what that fatso did?
I guess him, it would be more doing pot.
Yeah, doing pot. You can tell she's never smoked pot because she said doing pot. Has anyone ever drugged you?
What the fuck kind of question is that?
Well, it's a good question these days. You never know.
No.
Not yet. What if I was your Ari? You know how Ari like doused Bert?
That's like not, if somebody secretly gave me drugs,
So fucked
the
up.
lawsuit,
It would be good for
the
you. You'd get rich.
the court, the like, it would be a big deal.
It's just scary to like not have control of your body. So if you choose to take drugs and you know you're going to lose control, that's one thing. But someone doing that to you, betrayal.
That is illegal. That's a crime.
I know.
Like, I don't even care if it's for entertainment. No.
Do you have an idea of what drug you would do if you were going to do one drug?
I think that sometimes I feel this feeling of like, oh my God, it's the end of the day. I wish I could just like unwind. And I think that's like when someone would have a glass of wine. So I feel like that's upon, consideration. But pot is too confusing. Like, I don't like the thought of smoking because I have sensitive lungs.
Has that been diagnosed or did you just decide that, by the way? That's such an annoying thing. I would like to see a doctor's note that says you have sensitive lungs.
Self-diagnosed. Glad you asked. But I have been doing CBD. What are your thoughts on CBD? Is it real?
I want to make fun of CBD. I want to make fun of CBD.
I'm gonna take some right now.
But I have been taking these CBD pills to fall asleep, and I fall asleep within 15 minutes every night. Just pass out. And I still have dreams that I remember, and I wake up in the morning like refreshed and good. It's amazing.
Falling asleep. Do you fall asleep easily usually, or is it hard?
Well, it depends, because the way I usually live my life is just so reckless and crazy that I just kind of pass out on couches or stairs and stuff.
Yes.
And I can't tell you how many times I've fallen asleep in my car coming home from the Comedy Store. I used to sleep in there all the time. Every boyfriend I've ever had has been like, come up. We know you're in your car. I'm a car sitter.
Wait, that's
I sit in the
crazy.
car and then I pass out.
One time in middle school, me and my best friend slept in her parents' car on the driveway just for fun. It was actually really fun. It was a really fun night.
Are you making fun of me?
No, but I would do that. If you ever want to have a sleepover in a car, I will do that with you.
For the vlog, we're doing it. But is that
yes!
like, I very recently lived in my car. And quite possibly I'm moving back in.
I'll never forget when you lived in your car and your makeup bag was the worst part about it. You kept all your makeup in like a plastic grocery bag.
It was my
That was the
purse.
darkest.
It was
It
my
was so dark.
designer.
But that is a weird thing about you. And I know I've said this before, but like I do feel like you go through these phases where you will have the most energy late at night and then you'll be awake at 7 a.m. the next, like you're like, I'll be like, I would have slept so much and I feel like you're still going.
Okay, so here's the deal. When I
And
am
then you disappear for a few days.
I'm a cokehead. No. I, for the most part, even though I just talked about having a fit of rage, I do very much enjoy being awake in my day. And I think I just get really excited to wake up. When the world was open, I used to wake up and go like meditation class, yoga, jujitsu. Like it was like, I was like, woo, can't wait to get up and go do these things. So it's like, I get excited for my, like a new chance. And I think it's because I'm a procrastinator. So the morning's the most exciting time for me because I'm like, here's my chance to get stuff done. And then I don't get it done. Like pretty much from like noon on is like depression time. Cause I'm like, oh, I didn't do any of this stuff. And oh, it's going to get dark soon. Oh, it's
Can
noon.
I
It's start getting
wait?
dark. I'm not going to get anything done. And then at night, because I'm a procrastinator, I stay up really late because I'm like, ooh, if I go to sleep, I'm closer to the time where I have to do like the work in the morning.
Can I show you something that I just got that feels relevant to this conversation? It's
A
called
record death that you don't get money for.
it's called the 5 minute code sleepover to get me no money. It's called the 5 minute journal, and I haven't even read. It has all this writing, and I
I
haven't
give
even
it to
read
you.
it. What?
Is that the gratitude journal?
No. Well, actually, wait. It kind of is.
Yeah, I think I've bought that for people and gave it to them and never did it myself.
Well, it's really
It's
easy.
like six
Literally,
dollars. It's the best present. It's like $6 and give to everyone.
it's like every day there's a quote, and then you just write 3 things you're grateful for, and then you say, and then you answer what would make today great, and then a daily affirmation, I am. So I think and there's like all this scientific proof that if you say and remind yourself every day what you're grateful for, you will be happier.
I
It's
am
like
Tesla.
scientific.
I am Tesla. I'm grateful Tesla. I'm grateful Tesla.
I am 16 puppies. I am 16 puppies.
Ew, you are 16 puppies.
Ew.
Ew, you are just in a sack of tie-dye. Once my dad, I was wearing this skirt that was like jersey, and he was like, oh, he was like, what are you wearing? He goes, your ass looks like two puppies wrapped up in a blanket, and they're Saint Bernards. So my dad's so funny. Oh, what are you wearing? Isn't that funny, guys? The 5 minute journal. I'm not kidding. I found it. It was $5, $6. I gave it to everyone I know. I never did it myself.
Where'd you buy it? This says it was $25.
Well, they have really little thin ones, like paper ones. Those are the ones you
So
get.
this is like a thing.
Do you want
This
to
is
know
like
what
a
I got
pop.
this for Christmas?
Yeah.
Teddy bears with a picture frame, and I'm putting pictures of us in it so they can hug me.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that cute? And then I'm putting a little razor blade inside, so they're grounded. They can get out. Some candy. Don't tell mommy.
But so the CBD that you've been using is really interesting. I want to get some because
Let me bring it to you.
yeah, because falling asleep is one of the most scary, stressful things. Like that used to give me sometimes it does, but it's like the thought of having to lay in bed in the dark alone and you just have to like do nothing and fall. It can be so.
Alone. She has a fucking fiance.
Oh.
I brought Mr. Ugly Boy out. He really needs a bath too. Oh, he's
He's so cute.
Randy. I love my ugly Randy. I love him. Um.
So did it
Oh
work?
wait, did you see? This is what I wanted to ask you. Did you think about doing a elf on a shelf, a my elf thing? Did you see everyone doing this?
I did one.
What was yours?
Lester on Esther.
Who's Lester?
Lester Holt.
Oh, that's funny. I was thinking You could do any child molester on you, would have been funny.
Oh, that's better.
Or Chester, remember the cat from the 90s?
Oh yeah.
The, like dancing cat. Oh my god, he looked
Well,
like a dinosaur or something. He's so cute.
he's really cute. What would yours be?
Oh, I was gonna put there's one I have to tell you off camera because it's so good and I could never post it, but it's literally the funniest thing in the world, but I'd be done forever in the world. But I am gonna put just photoshopping it now. I found this grandma porn, so like Granny on Annie, and her like nasty saggy boobs are gonna be like hanging over my shoulder.
Oh my God, Annie.
Granny on Annie. Do you have a better one? Oh, I wanted to do maybe Helen Hunt on a cunt.
That's funny. I am not good at thinking of these things. I have no creative brain.
It's important for me when there's one of these fad things online for me to blow it out. Like it has to be like the craziest one of all time. So I've been struggling because I don't want to I'm not just going to do like Manny from Family Guy.
That to me is a delightful idea.
Manny. I'll just do 3. I'm just going to do a bunch of them. And then the one I really want to do, I can't do.
I mean, everyone wants to know what it is.
They can guess.
They can?
Yeah. It rhymes with my name and would get me canceled.
Will you text it to me?
Yeah.
Or
sorry, guys. Wait, it's so funny. This is what's on my
I
phone.
don't think you would get canceled for just saying someone's name. But I'm curious to see how I react to what this will be. Like, what could get you canceled? Like, I'm allowed to say Harvey Weinstein and it's not going to get me canceled. Wait. How is that one? Oh, that's horrible. That is so stupid, Annie. That is so dumb.
It would break the internet, and the internet is my career. Let's just say it would ruin everything.
She's dumb. She's silly.
I'm a silly girl. But yeah, what did I want to like, but Harvey Weinstein on you, or like, who's like a molester?
Oh.
Like he was like a raper.
Who's a child molester?
I was thinking in our circle there was a good one, but we can't do that.
Who?
I don't
Oh.
At first I didn't know what it was, and I was like just gonna start putting random people on me.
Why is that a trend? What is it about?
I think Jimmy Fallon started or something. It's like
How silly.
So it's Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah.
And then it's like Timmy on a Jimmy.
Who's Timmy?
He had Tim Chalfant or whatever that kid's name is.
Chalfant?
How do you say his name?
Chalamet. Are you a 70-year-old dad?
He's ugly. I don't care about him. He's hideous. I'm so sick of this. This is your...
I thought he was hot.
I mean, honestly, because we usually are attracted to people that look like us. That's why Liev Schreiber I'm attracted to, because I look similar to him. You look like him. It's narcissism.
I just want you to know I now cannot unsee that you are Liev Schreiber.
I look like him. Separately from people knowing that he's my only celebrity crush, people have been like, she looks like Liev Schreiber. And I'm like, I'll take it.
And you like him?
He's the only celebrity crush I have. I like a big nose. It's like, I like what my family looks like. I know it's disgusting.
I like a big nose.
Love big noses. I will say my friend just got a nose job and I was skeptical of it. And it's literally, I saw it in the right light and it looks so good.
You said the creepiest thing today. You were like, I want to keep my nose because I thought you were about to say, I want to look like me, but you said something so scary. You said, I want to look like my twin brother.
I mean, I would have to get lumps put on to look more like him. Max's nose looks like he shoved like shaped blocks up it because he played more sports than me in high school. But no, I just mean like, I want to like kiss him,
Your brother?
Yeah, I just want to make out with him. No, when you have a twin, you don't want to not look like your twin. We already kind of just look like regular siblings. You look pretty with your hair up like that. It brings out the
I
makeup
think.
you've been wearing for 5 days. No, it does look good.
Do you think your twin cares if he looks like you?
I don't think my twin thinks about me very much. He loves me, but it's like it's just packed away somewhere. Like he doesn't have to think about it. He just goes, "Yeah, I love it." I'm
But
like,
are you?
I'm like, it's summer and I'm in his winter clothes. My brother's just like, but I've always been obsessed with him. I think it's why I'm an anxious attached girlfriend because I've had a brother that's rejected me in my entire life. But you know what I was remembering? You know what I did that's so dirty? And it's just one. It was just one thing I did, we were talking about this. I already told you this, but in middle school, this girl Caitlyn, who was like the popular girl in middle school, she would make fun of him all the time. She called him Gel Boy because he was on the swim team, so his hair was all like hard from that. And she would just, for some reason, when you're in middle school, it's like the stupidest things will just make you like suicidal. She called him Gel Boy, and he was just like he was like, I can't believe she just called me Gel Boy. I'm not wearing gel. He's like, I'm not wearing gel. I'm on the swim team. I'm like, that's what you should be making fun of me for. My brother's email used to be Max Swimmus. Max Swimmus.
Wow.
Yeah. Max Swimmus. I just want everyone to let that sink in.
Make fun of him and make him suicidal again?
Yeah, make him suicidal again. Call him Gel Boy. Oh my God, wait. Guys, go follow my brother. First of all, you should follow him on Twitter. He's amazing. But he's just tweets about sports and he gets in fights with people, but it's pretty good. Max Lederman. Call him Gel Boy and see what happens. This could stir something up because this was a big problem for us. So I was like, they called me the Jolly Green Giant in middle school because I wore my dad's army jacket and I was so much taller than everyone. I was the
Why
tallest.
did everyone at your middle school have like a funny, like a non-funny, non-mean name? Like those are
I
weird.
think
Gel
middle school
Boy?
just what? Well, you know what's funny? My dad gave us the worst nicknames. My dad called Max Krusty the Clown because he was on Accutane, so his skin was like all acne and
Well,
crusty.
that's why he was suicidal, because Accutane
It
makes
was
you kill yourself.
Accutane. I know it's such a toss up though. You're like, or have that acne. Um, and then Timmy kept getting in trouble. Timmy had a big nose. He ended up getting a nose job, but he had a deviated septum. So I have to tell everyone that first. So he had a big nose, and they kept catching him. They would like my brothers would find porn online, and then they would put it in the Oregon Trail file. So I would go to play Oregon Trail and just like be bukkake pictures. And
Annie.
yes, and then you mean Max and Timmy? That wasn't me. And then so my parents kept catching him looking at porn, so they called him Porno Pinocchio. So mean. His nose was so big. Like it's not okay to make fun of your kids' noses. And then my mom and I, our big bonding thing was we would like take care of our mustaches together. So we would bleach them and like wax them and stuff. And so my dad called me Mustache Barbie. And then Max told people in school. And then I punched this guy, Mike Spiegel, who I'm friends with. But I punched him in the dick when he called me that. He was sitting on a thing. And I did feel bad now. But don't call me my dad's mean nickname. But anyway, Max was like, I need you to call Caitlyn and tell her to like, you're going to beat her up and to leave me alone. So I was like, all right. So I called up Caitlyn and I was like, Caitlyn, you suck. Like, I'm going to beat you up. Like, you can't be mean to my brother. And she was like, oh, okay. And then he clicked, hang up. And I was like, he paid me to say that. And he was still on there. And he was mad at me, I think, for my whole life. I think he's still mad at me. Maybe don't write Gel Boy at his thing.
Too late. It's far too late.
So funny that people got him Gel Boy out of him. To have your childhood nickname haunt you as a grown up out of nowhere.
I had physically attacked someone in freshman year because I had the weirdest thing happen. Like the very beginning of freshman year of high school, where you're still kind of like a kid. You're not really acclimated to high school yet. You just feel like you feel so young.
Were you
And I
tall enough to
remember,
ride rides yet?
and I was not brave enough. I'll tell you that. So it was after school. Like I remember I was like packing my stuff into my backpack by my locker, and these three boys come up, and they're looking at me from across the hallway, and one of the boys goes, "That's her? Ew." And I was like, "What?" And I just like took a bottle cap from my Gatorade and like whipped it right at his face. And I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? I'm like, I like physically assaulted someone. And I found out that those other two boys, like I was like their dream girl, and they were like, you gotta see her, you gotta see her. And then that's how he reacted to me.
Well, you should take pictures of those guys and make them your molester on Esther, because if they are attracted to you, they probably still are attracted to people that look like you then. I can't imagine what you looked like then.
But I was like, if you guys would have just said that, I would have been so happy, and I wouldn't have thrown the
That's
bottle
the worst
cap.
when you spaz out, okay, and then nothing was bad. Nothing was bad. Oh my God, I'm really letting out. I'm letting everyone know about the anger. But I do work on myself. I don't think it's okay. When I was in middle school, my 5th grade teacher, who I love, he's my only teacher I like, and I follow him on Instagram and shit, and I just love him.
Can I just tell you, he's not your teacher anymore. You don't have teachers.
Yes, I do. Esther,
I have a teacher who, Mr. Wortman, whenever I go back and see him, he's like, please call me Tim. And I'm like,
Ew,
I can't.
unacceptable.
I'm like, he wants his graduates to call him by his first name. And I'm like, no.
Ew, no. No. I think it's the whole forever. You keep that. But we called our teachers by their first names, and it was a Quaker school. So his name was Chris. But he came to one of my shows. He came and saw me in Philly. It was so awesome. He was just such a sweet teacher. And I think because I was like so angry, he was so happy to see that I found this like outlet, and but so he used to always tell me to relax. And it was like my trigger. It was like the worst thing anyone could say to me. And so he would just say it to me, it just make me so mad. And one time I took my glasses case. I had one of those hard glasses cases for my reading glasses, and I threw it at his head.
That's really bad.
I know, but it was so good when it came to the show. I was like, oh, I threw my glasses at him. It's like, so I was like, ooh, this is the best teacher to have come visit, because I can do a lot of crowd work with him. Yeah, I threw my glasses at him. Don't tell me to fucking relax, bitch. I'll show you relaxing. It's like calling a girl crazy. Nah, bitch. Not that anyone's ever called me crazy. I'm not crazy.
There's nothing wrong with being crazy. It's attractive.
Dead stare. I know. Stop hitting on me. Guys, comment below if you think Esther's a lesbian. I can't wait to do these in person. It's just not as fun.
I'm having fun.
No, it's fun, but it's not as fun.
Yeah, we'll do them in person in January.
I know. Esther and I have plans. Also, I think I'm going to move to a studio, guys, because this is too hard doing it here. I'm going to become profesh, but we'll see. That's just a possibility for the future of Meanspiration.
It's just a weird time of year. Like, it's a weird time of year no matter what year it was, but in 2020, it's even weirder. Like, we just got through the election, then Thanksgiving. Now it's like we're just kind of like waiting till Christmas, but most people aren't even having Christmas. It's just such a like I feel like our industry has been shut down all year, but it's always shut down like around this time of year. So It's just like we're just like in no man's land in our entertainment
I know
field.
when it's a Jewish holiday, if I call my agents and they don't pick up, I go, oh, it's another Jewish holiday. Okay, do you want to do some questions? Because there are some good questions. We should do like some on regular, and then we'll do the rest for Patreon. But there's one I really I was very excited with.
Okay.
Let me find it. Somebody asked, Todd's been reading these to me. All right, I'm going to paraphrase it. Sorry, I didn't find it, and I couldn't find your thing. They wanted to know our best period stories.
Okay, I have one.
Go ahead.
That came to mind. There was
how old were you when you got your period?
I was kind of young. I was like 13 or 12.
11.
Oh, you were young too. That's really young.
That's very surprising for someone of your size. The size of
I know.
To be the size of a tampon needing to put one in you, that is really rough. I'm assuming you have always been a pad girl though?
I have been always.
I told Esther today, I'm like, you're such a pad girl. iPad, maxi pad.
There was a guy that I had a crush on, like was really into, and it was like a complicated, like long, like there was drama between us at first, and then like I had a crush on him basically,
Are you
and
talking
we
about
like
our relationship?
his name was Annie. And like it was just he was super cute, and we had finally like kissed at a party, and then we like made our first hangout plans, and it was like a sleepover, and I was at his place.
Wait, you were having a
It,
sleepover? How old were you?
like 20s. What do you mean how
Oh, I
old?
thought you were like in high school. I was like,
Oh, why did you think that? You're a pervert.
I don't know. Because my big crushes were like in high school. I was like,
Oh, no, mine were in like my 20s. So we had our first sleepover at his place,
bye, Esther.
and what?
I just said bye, Esther, when you said sleepover.
And like we were laying in the bed, and he's like, "Do you ever?" Like I think it was right after we had sex. He's like, I think you might be on your period?" And I was like, no, I'm just a virgin.
He lied.
Yeah, but he didn't believe me, and I totally perioded all over his sheets the first time we hung out.
I mean, I want to give you credit for that story, but that's happened to me so many times. I am like, my brain is like, you're a boy until I get my, like, I forget. I'm never like, now that I've gotten older, I'm like, oh, this is why I'm rageful. Oh, I am PMSing. Before, just be like, yeah, I got angry, and all of a sudden I've bled all over a dick. I didn't know what this was going to happen. All right, mine was, and I think you know this, I got this big deal, okay, when I first came back from, oh, it's so good. So I first come back from Montreal, which if you guys don't know, getting new faces at Montreal is like all a comedian wants. It's like the biggest deal. It's like, oh my
Well,
God.
it used to be. It's not anymore, but it was.
Like, it was, and probably for newer comics, like not in the pandemic, you still feel like if you can get Montreal, like you can get anything. And so anyway, so I get Montreal. I'm so excited. I come back. Fox is like, we want to give you like a web series that could turn into a TV show. It was like this, it was like back in the day in Montreal, they used to give like these amazing development deals to people. People would have like sitcoms. So this was like, even though it was like significantly smaller, it was something. It was just like so cool. I was getting this opportunity. And they were like, we want the comedy department was like, we want like a writer to work with you. We know you don't know how to write, so they'll help you.
We saw your set. We know you don't know how to write.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't write. I think about it and I say it. No, but so okay, so yeah, they were just like, we know they're not going to be able to. No, because I think I wrote something with my friend and we sent it in. And they were like, oh God, we're not. This is crazy. We thought it was so good, and they're like, no way. I think I had like 100 locations. It was like for a 2-minute clip. It was like a 7-minute web series. But
It
anyway,
was like a helicopter crash.
exactly. There's explosions, and I needed CGI to be a surfer. But anyway, so they pair me with this female writer who hates me from the get. Okay. And I can understand why she would hate me. I'm getting this opportunity. I was like 2 years into comedy or something. It was ridiculous. They were just giving me this thing, and she was jealous. I could already feel the vibes. I was late to one of our meetings. I ahead of time, I told her I was gonna be late, but because I had a meeting.
Side note, it's an important interruption. Olivia Munn just texted both of us, and it's funny.
Oh, by the way, when they were telling me that I was looking at my phone too much, it's like if my phone alerts and it's Olivia Munn, I'm gonna look at it.
Now, the thing she wants to do, I don't know how we're gonna do that because she's out of town, but I'm down to make that work.
Means she must be coming back.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
I'm about to cancel my Christmas to be with her.
Give your story, please.
Okay. So she's already giving me these like, I don't like you vibes. And so I had to call her ahead of time. I was like, look, I'm going to be late. I have a meeting. So I come from the meeting and she goes, what was your meeting for? And I was like, oh, it's with a literary agent. They want me to write a book. And she goes, no offense, but you're never going to write a book. Like that was the type of shit she would say to me. And I'm like,
That is so mean.
it would just be like, I've known you for one day. It's like, it was just like really, she was just so mad at me. And she was older than me. And like, I could just tell like she used to be pretty. Like it was like,
Annie,
she did.
that's mean. Someone used to be pretty.
Well, she was still pretty, but she wasn't like gonna star in anything pretty. She'd gained a few. She was in the writer's room. They give you fucking red vines. Anyway, now that I've been in the writer's room. You gain weight in the writer's room. Anyway, now she could be in something. We're all inclusive now. But anyway, this was back when Hollywood was like where I had already weighted myself out. But anyway, so then she's already doesn't like me, all this stuff. We sit down to like talk about the project. I sit down on her, it like kind of looked like this. It was like a love seat. I sit down at it, we're chatting. I get up and I have period blooded so deep into her. Like, I'm like, oh my God, it's definitely not just even the upholstery. Like it's gone into the cushion. Like it's
How does it come that heavy?
Like it was, I couldn't believe this was happening to me. And it was just like, I saw it first and I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And it's not something you can just pretend didn't happen. Right? Like I could just leave and be like, so I just had to be like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Like, do you have hydrogen peroxide? Like I will like, and I didn't have any money. I was living in my fucking car. So I was like, I'm so sorry. Is there something I can do? And and she was like, it's fine. And I grabbed her wrist and I went, I just want you to know we're bound for life now. We're bound for life. This is the most embarrassing, it's like the most humiliating thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. And she was like, it's fine. I was going to get it reupholstered anyway. Like nobody's getting anything reupholstered. Like that's not a thing.
Honestly, people like that do get things reupholstered. I've learned.
So, and her dog was kind of like getting hair and stuff. But anyway, so I was like, huh. So then she ends up, so that happens. And then she ends up writing the script that I needed to like do a full rewrite of. And she was pissed at me about that. So we ended up not working together anymore. Like it didn't end well. And Fox just paid me and I never made a web series. It just got like canned. And so years later, I'm thinking about this later.
Fox paid you. They paid you in tampons though?
Yeah, they're like, you need to get some supers. The light flow is not working for you. But so then years later, I was thinking about her and I was like, that sucks that ended like that. And I've learned more about how to be able to work with people and communicate. I should have communicated better what I wanted in the script and not taken personally those jabs she gave me and like whatever. And so I text her and I go, hey girl, it's Annie Lederman. I just, I know a bunch of years have passed and I just want to let you know, I'm sorry for how things ended. There's no hard feelings on this end. I think you're like a really talented writer. And I want you to know that every time I stand up from a couch or a chair, I think of you. You don't have to respond, but it would be nice to hear from you. She never responded.
But why even say you don't have to respond? I hate when we give people that choice.
Well, because I guess I was like trying to get like, I guess I figured she was definitely going to respond, but if I didn't want it to be like, I'm coming at you needing you to give me something. Like, I was like, I just need you to know that every time I stand up. But then I really was like, oh my God, bitch, you never wrote back? Wonder what she's up to when she's writing on. But I do feel bad because you're just like new in things. You're so insecure.
Yeah, that story is brutal.
It was already so tense and uncomfortable.
It's like it is worse than my story because at least with my story it's like, well, he had sex with me and like
you had a good
he
life.
liked
I should have told her, I'm sorry, I lost my virginity.
On your couch.
I'm sorry, I just lost my virginity. It was so bad. You know what I'm gonna do when I get like a big gig, when it's like Annie's set, I'm gonna send that bitch a fucking couch or something. But I guess if she didn't respond, maybe I shouldn't send her a couch.
I feel like she doesn't
let her
want
go. Actually, she wants nothing from me.
I think she's making it pretty clear to just step back.
She's like, get out of here, you bloody pussy, nasty bitch. All right. Well, and with that, this ends the regular portion. We're going to do a little extra Q&A on Patreon, so join it. patreon.com/Annie Lederman for extra Q&A with Annie and Esther. And you guys can find Esther on her podcast, Esther Club, and you can buy Sleepover by Esther. It actually comes in period color and green.
Yes, you can watch Esther Club. Follow me on Instagram. You guys know how to find me.
Follow her on Instagram. She's getting fun on Instagram. She's getting a little spicy.